Hi guys, Stu Hill here from CHEM.digital. We've seen quite a rise in the discount broker trend, especially as we approach the impending buyer's market that's going to be hovering somewhere around the end of the year. We've already sort of seen listings slow down, sales slow down a bit. Prices haven't changed too much across the board, but certainly they're starting to slip a little bit with consumer confidence and what have you. With the switch to the buyer's market, or as you come off the peak, and we've seen this time and time again after over the last 20 years that we've been marketing for real estate agents and brokerages. The typical trend is that sellers will try and cut the loss that they're going to experience with the housing price reduction to and look for savings in the commission. Now, FSBO is probably not an avenue that a lot of them would go down, but then again, some of the proper flat fee brokerages like Purple Bricks before they sort of exited stage left, it requires a lot on the side of the seller. So a discounting commission and a reduction in services, that's not the most effective of the discount plans because it puts a lot of the burden on the seller. Additionally, the full service real estate broker, and full service varies, I guess, between price point and agent and what they're willing to provide. But the full service agent at 6% or 5% is quite easily able to talk a seller out of either selling by owner based on the lack of tool set and exposure that they will have available to them, and also of the reduced service brokerages for a lower fee. So the coverage, the exposure, all of the marketing tools that is available with a full service commission. That's quite an easy way to show them some numbers and get out of get them on board with paying a little bit more for a lot more value. However, with a value based discounted brokerage. So if you're willing to sort of negotiate the rate down a little bit, but still offer full service or at least a description of services that's comparable to your traditional full service broker, then there's definitely a gap in the market for this. There's a few companies nationwide. So Clever and Redfin would be the nationwide versions of this. So they're sort of 1% or $3,000 in the case of Clever, 1.5% in Redfin with some different services. There are some other brokerages that are regional, so and we see the trending a bit more on the East Coast currently than the West Coast, but on the East Coast, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Rhode Island, Texas even, so we've got 1% lists, simple showing, Hauser, and then on the West Coast we've got Preview. So the nationwide ones, Clever and Redfin, Redfin's really spent years and years trying to explain their value proposition and their commission structure, because even on the buyer's side of things with the cashback rebate, they had all sorts of, you can see, we'll let you into 3 homes, you drive your own ones. If you want to look into an additional home, we're going to charge you $200 to do that. They really spent hundreds of millions of dollars figuring out how to best convey what their offering is, and they simplified the offering across the board. I think the way that this is going is that you'll see a 4% listing fee. So a flat set of services, call it full service. Here's what you get. You could probably bridge this into a luxury property versus mid-market property based on price points. So homes, this to this and this to this. We have a mortgage calculator. We have a discount calculator, so we can embed that in the website with a slider. How long is how much is the property? What are we paying in commission? Or even just what's the value of the property? It can do that step up if you want to charge a little bit more or a little bit less as you get to a certain value or get below a certain value. So certainly I think a good lead to get the rest of the sellers this year, or at least get a warning out to the sellers, and now is really the time to do it, because certainly fourth quarter we're going to see some drop, but we can get something like this launched in a week for you. If you're looking to do some sort of discounting on your fee structure, it's a good way to grab that intermediate pool of sellers that are going to be losing the capital value of their property based on the strain on the buyer side of things and affordability. So if a buyer's qualified up to 475 now, as opposed to the 500 that they used to be, you'll see, obviously the homes that were priced at 499, 999, are now going to be, they're going to have to take offers around the 475 if all of their buyer pool, and obviously not all of them, but if all of their buyer pool that was kind of in that affordability bracket, and that's at the top end of their affordability, that's just dropped down. It's going to increase the days on market. If they're not able to be applicable to the biggest buyer pool available. So certainly to enable them to get close to their asking price by discounting the commission significantly, and that while still providing a set list of services, so you can quite easily execute on a set list of services, and without it being, we're not saying New York Times advertising for every listing at $300,000, but a set list of services. You've got your costs that are involved in that. Effective marketing plan. We check all the boxes on everything. The seller, they get what it says on the package. As far as what it is you're offering, and there's some savings involved. It can make quite an easy process when it's outlined, because some of the full service brokers, there is no real outline in services, and the seller's like, well, why aren't you doing this? And the agent's like, well, I can't afford to do that on this, or you're going to have to pay for that stuff. So some middle ground there that makes it a scalable business model for you. Attract the rest of that. Gain as many listings as possible. Try and get the buyer leads out of all of those listings as well, as we sort of shift into that side of things. And then combine that with some sort of campaign for buyer lead generation as well, so that we're effectively planning ahead and starting now 6 months out to build that pipeline, so we're well prepared in advance of the end of this year. I've got lots of ideas on this. If you have any questions or want to discuss, maybe offering some flat fee services or some reduced commission services, give me a shout. You can schedule a free consultation. If you're on the blog, it's right below me here. If you are on YouTube, I put a link to our free consultation page. But happy to talk about it. Got lots of resources available as well from listing services descriptions and what have you, collateral that you can give to your clients. So I'd look forward to talking to you on that. Hope you find this useful, and good luck. Have a successful week.